Welcome to Rosmer and John Sue's video battlethon inspired by Gary Vaynerchuk, video number 15. So finally, I've run out of material from the book of Laws of Success, so I thought I'd talk about my own. Michael and myself, we had a discussion about what authentic means and what the definition of authentic is. And Michael really likes the landmark definition of what authentic means. It means pretty much doing and saying what you say and do no matter what it takes. That's being authentic. For me, that definition sounds totally righteous and awesome and amazing and honorable, but real life happens, and sometimes you need to renegotiate or to back out of the deal. Sometimes you're just unable to do it. People change their minds. It's kind of like kind of like dating, right? You give the number at the bar, and next thing you know, you've changed your mind by the morning, or whatever that may be. So I appreciate that definition. Sounds very honorable, but I think it only works in very specific type of situations. And I think my definition of what authentic means is a representation of you. So a lot of people say, oh, there's so many fake people out there trying to be somebody that they're not. But when you think about it, when you look up to somebody and you want to be like them, you are basically your version of them, because you don't do exactly everything like they do, but you do what you think you like about them, but you do it in your own way. So really, if you think about it, you're always an authentic representation of yourself. Even if you are trying to mimic something else, it's still a representation of you. And a great saying that John DeMartini, that's where I heard it from. I don't know if he's the originator of it, but he said, and I think this is kind of like being authentic. He said that the truth never changes, but our understandings of the truth change. Just like who we are, the essence of who we are doesn't change. Just our understandings of who we are changes as we grow up. Like when you look at it, as a baby, you're a different person, different characteristic. As a teenager, as an adult, life happens, things change. You're happy sometimes, you're sad sometimes, you're poor sometimes, you're rich sometimes. Life changes and life cycles. So really, when you think about this authentic thing, and everyone's searching for themselves, and in my opinion, I think there's really no search needed, because you are always a version of yourself, and you're kind of in that moment the best authentic version of yourself that you can be, right? Everyone says, well, that's not really you, or more you. But it's kind of like, a car with 3 gears that can only go up to 120 kilometers. As things happen, technology changes, they can upgrade their body and everything else, but they're only able to go up to 120 kilometers. So at that age and at that point in your life, you're only able to be that authentic with yourself. And really, what is being authentic means? It's really believing in your own beliefs more than the belief of other people, right? So, as you're, like when you're a baby, like a blank slate, and then you're learning everything, and everything is coming from externally. Don't do this, don't do that, don't do this. So as you grow up, you're kind of realizing, like, some of the information they give me is not accurate. Like, I don't agree with them. And then you kind of start coming up with your own beliefs. Well, what mom told me about being nice only works in these situations, but sometimes I gotta be the asshole, or I gotta be the bad guy, right? So that's kind of what you learn as you kind of grow up in life, is, you experience all the good things because you're sheltered, but then once you get into the real world doesn't give a shit about what your mom taught you. Real world isn't nice to you if they don't want to be. Real world doesn't have to be nice to you. They don't have no reason to be nice to you. And that's kind of when you get a real taste of, real life. When you get on the real world, where people who don't have any reason to be polite to you, treat you actually probably more truthful than people who care about you and want to be nice to you. Right? So as you kind of become lost in the beliefs of other people, and through experiencing life and realizing what they've told you doesn't match up all the time, and you start to have your own thoughts, you actually kind of get lost in their beliefs, to only find out all their beliefs don't work, to find some of your own beliefs, to finally get lost in your own beliefs, which is like an extreme form of narcissism. And then as you become lost in your own beliefs, you finally begin to realize that life's not all about you, and it's not all about other people, but life is truly about you and other people. And kind of when you think about it, life is the situation that you and other people create together. So you have yourself, others, and together you create the situation. Or as they say, in life, it only becomes a problem when somebody makes it a problem. Otherwise, there's no problems. So that's my 2 cents on being authentic. Now I'm off to work because it's Friday in Vancouver and the sun is coming out. Finally, which is fantastic, but weather doesn't actually affect me that much. So, the rest of this material going forward is going to be my own stuff, and hopefully you enjoy it. And yeah, haven't quite figured out a theme yet, but I think I'm gonna go like myth busting in the world of positivity and showing people how these sayings that sound really good actually only work half the time. And the only reason that it works half the time is because it's an incomplete theory. Not a bullshit theory, because it's true half the time, but an incomplete theory because there's half the time that what they say doesn't happen. And yeah, that's my 2 cents. All right, enjoy. Thank you.